Am I the asshole for leaving my surprise wedding because I felt blindsided?
No.
That's yeah. Immediately,
That's
I'm
my
like,
worst
what
case
a
scenario.
setup.
That sounds awful, frankly.
Okay. Last week, I, a 30-year-old woman, was invited to a supposedly fancy party by my longtime boyfriend, Mark, who's 32. We had been dating for 5 years, and while we had discussed marriage before, there were no immediate plans for a wedding. Excited about the event, I dressed up in my best attire and arrived at the designated venue. As I entered the grand hall, I was completely taken aback to see all of our family, friends, and acquaintances gathered eagerly waiting. It turns out, Mark had orchestrated an elaborate surprise wedding for us without my knowledge. Everyone erupted into applause as I stood there, shocked and overwhelmed. I just felt a mix of emotions. While I love Mark and had dreamed of our future together, the idea of getting married without any prior discussion or consent felt like a breach of trust. Really?
You don't say.
Strange.
I mean, they ask you if you do.
They're about to ask. We're gonna get to that
I like
part.
that you think that she's gonna get that part down the aisle to get asked the question.
So I pulled Mark aside and tried to express my concerns and reservations about the surprise wedding. I explained that I wanted a say in the planning process, to be part of the decision making, and to have the chance to prepare mentally and emotionally for such a significant milestone in our lives. However, Mark dismissed my concerns, saying that he thought it would be a romantic gesture and that I would be thrilled. In that moment, I faced a difficult choice. Go along with the surprise wedding, putting on a smile despite feeling unsettled, or stand up for my autonomy and voice my true feelings. I ultimately made the decision not to proceed with the surprise wedding, much to the disappointment and confusion of our guests. Now I find myself at odds with Mark, our families, and even some of our friends who believe I overreacted and spoiled a beautiful moment. However, I firmly believe that a marriage should be a joint decision with open communication and shared expectations. Everyone's excuse for this is I have always talked about marrying Mark. And again, the problem isn't marrying him. The problem is not having any say in my wedding. Mark thought I'd appreciate it because I always spoke about how stressful planning a wedding must be. Yes, I think it's stressful. It is, but I'd still like to try planning one. After this whole ordeal, everyone asked if Mark and I were ending things, in which I replied no. I emphasized to them that Mark and I, that I still wanted to marry him, and most feel like this is making me more of an asshole since I just wasted a perfectly fine wedding. So, am I the asshole for refusing to attend my own surprise wedding, even though it was intended as a romantic gesture? There's an edit here. I previously omitted this from my post because of the subreddit's word count guidelines. I love surprises. It's a thing everyone has known that I love. Mark knew that. The fact I wanted to marry him and said wedding planning was stressful, thought a surprise wedding would be perfect. A surprise engagement is bland because it will always be a surprise but not a wedding, LOL. He threw this wedding for the surprise, but explained how in a couple days we could do a courthouse wedding to make it legal. This was his only way to surprise me. I love spontaneity, but legal marriage or not, I wanted a say in my wedding, to choose the perfect date, to choose my bridesmaids, to pick out my cake. Again, due to these thoughts, everyone thinks I'm the asshole because I could have gone along with the party and do a redo legal wedding. But again, I felt blindsided and confused, so I left.
You're not the asshole. Fake your death, change your name, have a fun new life. I think that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Throw the whole friend group and family out. Like, are you kidding me?
Honestly, by the way it was written, I thought it was going to be signed like Elliot Senior 1864. I was like, dude,
Like,
what is happening?
Oh my God, like okay, the friends not telling you and all that, like, oh yeah, this will be fun. Like a fun little surprise. Like, what did he tell them to be
Right,
like, yeah,
what did he tell them?
Don't tell her you guys are coming to her wedding, because they all seemed to think it was a wedding that they were going to.
Yeah, she thought it was like a fancy dinner.
But did they all think it was a wedding?
Yes,
Right?
everyone knew it was a wedding.
Okay, see, I would trust
Right?
no one. No, it would be
I
like,
guess
I'd be the guy on jury duty. I'm trusting no one.
They don't specifically say, but eventually they all learn
No,
that she
they
didn't
know it's a wedding.
Yeah.
She's the only one who doesn't know it's a wedding.
Which is why everyone thinks she's the asshole.
But I don't know if they know it's a surprise wedding.
No, they know.
They know wedding
knew.
and
They
say
eventually knew. No, they
So
know.
did they all
now.
turn around and were like, ta-da?
Yeah, I think so.
See, okay.
What?
But she says, oh, everyone knows that I love surprises. And everyone knows that I've been saying I'm
Surprise
we're gonna
is
get married.
free dessert at the end of dinner. It's not, hey, by the way, here's your legal
lava cake.
and
Wow.
your whole rest of your life is now married to this one person. That's not a fun surprise, spontaneity thing.
And also a wedding is like, that's one of the critical moments of your life. That's like a big event and people care about making it special. Also, like wedding photos and all that shit that's gonna last forever, and you're just showing up and you're like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
What other surprises does this guy have planned? He's like, look, I know you've wanted to get Botox for a while. I know you've talked about your nose. So you're going to go under and you're going to come out.
With new boobs.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting.
Okay, babe, you got those wisdom teeth out, but also,
Look, turn around. You put him in my ass. My butthole has teeth.
That was not the yes and I was expecting. Okay, here's some comments. Get the hell out of that relationship. Not the asshole 100%. Someone else said, you know Mark's an asshole when he takes his moves right out of Gaston's playbook. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Someone else said, not the asshole. I admire you, OP, for saying no and not just going along with it. You did the right thing. Putting someone in a position that makes them feel guilty or embarrassed to say no is not a romantic thing to do at all. It's emotionally manipulative. If he is apologetic and wants to plan a wedding together, then you have yourself a great guy. If he gets all weird and or angry about it, you dodged a bullet. One way or the other, things will work out the way they're supposed to. Well, there's an update.
Yeah. I had like a here's how you can do a surprise thing. Never mind. Let's hear the update.
Yeah, the update. Is he a buffoon or is he an
do
asshole?
you believe there's a way to do a surprise wedding?
Not a surprise. Okay, so if she wants spontaneity, hey, we've talked about getting married, that type of thing, then you do like the proposal, and then by the way, if you want, there is an officiant outside. I have this little thing set up for like the two of you.
Yeah.
Like something small
Yeah.
and fun. Maybe you tell the parents, like maybe that's it. Something small that gives you the, but then you're not
That'd be
doing
so
the yes
sweet. Like
there.
the parents are there just
Yeah.
in case.
Yeah.
That seems like a great surprise.
Yeah.
That's romantic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
But
it's
gotta
like
be
a
low
leapfrog
pressure.
into a wedding.
Super
It's got to
low
be like, hey,
pressure.
here's a surprise, but I want
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
know this is small and like
Yeah.
you can say no.
That's why you do it like
But the problem,
during
this
dinner,
was put
yeah.
on like you can't say no.
This is a spectacle, and you're going to be forced to make
Yes.
that choice. Yeah.
Another fun surprise is if she could be in on a surprise for other people where they're like, come to our engagement party, and then it's actually a...
Oh,
Yeah.
like if he loved her, he'd have her join in on things?
Oh,
that makes sense.
Her autonomy and like her opinion on things. Yeah.
Good point.
And it's like, I'm sorry, weddings aren't cheap. Where did the money come from? Is this their shared finances? What's happening here?
Surprise! Your savings are gone!
Surprise, I forged your handwriting. And
Oh, fuck. Here's the update. Oh, God, where's this gonna go? All right.
we have 3 kids.
Oh God.
That I've never seen before. I want to start off by thanking everyone for... Sorry, I'm not thinking about the teeth and the butthole.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right. I want to start off by thanking everyone for the responses I got and the advice. However, I would like to reiterate that Mark is a great person who did a stupid thing. If you knew me, though, a surprise wedding seems like something I would love. Unfortunately, I didn't. After talking to Mark, we both got to the conclusion that we didn't do anything wrong. Both of us are valid in our opinions, and the situation was an odd one. Unfortunately, Mark spent a lot of money on planning this wedding, as well as family members. He doesn't think that we have the funds to plan another wedding until a couple years. Ooh. I will be honest, that choice is really messing with me. I'd like to be married sometime soon and start out a life as a family. I know weddings don't have to be extravagant. We could always throw a small party and once we have enough money, do a second one, but I don't know if that's what I want. I honestly feel selfish and regret not using the surprise wedding. I feel like I wasted a bunch of money. I used to stand by my choice confidently, but now I'm not sure I made the right choice and all this stress is wearing me down. Anyway, I'm staying with Mark, probably will get married soon and have my dream wedding in the near future, hopefully. Again, thanks to all the responses, and I hope people from Am I the Asshole also see this post.
You did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
You
no,
reacted
dude.
in the moment. And you wasted no money. He wasted the money. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah,
It just sounds like he got his parents involved, maybe their parents involved. Like, it seems like he might have borrowed other people's money too. Like,
Which is, again, bad and on
Surprise.
him, though.
oh, totally on him still. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
surprise, the mafia are after us.
Turn around. I took your kneecaps.
Turn around, I took your kneecaps.
Oh, the kid in me was gone the whole time.
There's one comment on that. Personally, the fact that he blew all the wedding money on a surprise without any consultation or care at all to what you actually wanted, then blew you off when you tried to express your very genuine concern, is still raising red flags for me. Not gonna say it has to be a deal breaker, I don't know him, but the general lack of concern or care towards your wants and needs and a willingness to spend large amounts of savings on something for you that you absolutely did not want at all, then trying to pressure you into it because he backed you into a corner, is to me still very much cause for concern, but I recognize that I've only seen a tiny piece of this puzzle and I wish you the best.
I'm happy that person added that at the end of the comment, because like obviously that's everyone's first jump to opinion and like generally what we're all thinking, but also at the end of it we do only have one piece of the puzzle. Like he might be a great guy, he just might be real dumb.
Yeah, the thing about, she mentioned in the other, or at the start of this edit or whatever it was, she mentioned like this does seem like something I would be interested in, which is why he thought to do it. What have they done, or what does she express interest in that would warrant like be on the same level as like surprise wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She thought she was taking a flight to Hawaii. Surprise, we're skydiving.
Oh God.
that's that one.
Surprise, we're poor.
Surprise, we have no money left.